I think that's getting there. I forgot I totally meant to do that before we started and fix that from the last stream. What's going on, everybody? Let's test it on this one here. That's better. How we doing? Mr. Chris, thank you for all you do. God bless all. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you. What's going on, everybody? Any good drama going on? I don't know. It's Bill, you've been without power now for 36 hours. Probably another 24 until you get back. Why don't you have power? I think you're up north. I don't think you were in hurricane area. What caused you to lose your power? High winds in Maine. Okay. That sucks. Now, I was under the impression that most people have backup generators. Is that not a main thing? I only have a very small reference to Maine, but it seemed like that was sort of a standard. Power goes out a lot. Is that not true? Well, Scott, that's the wrong stream. There's not going to be any screaming tonight. Not in this stream, anyway. Not in this stream. Generator buzzing in the background. Not here, right? You're not hearing anything bad on this end, are you? Hopefully you're not. Hopefully everything's working all right. Is Sunday night the wrong night for a cocktail? Because I'm starting to think there might be a reason to have a cocktail. I don't know. I'm trying to like relax after listening to all that nonsense. I was kind of in and out of it. For those of you who know, you know. But what's going on, Reds? We had a fun drive yesterday, right? And it's funny because I saw Graw's message, but it didn't hit with me what he was trying to tell me. Man, you guys got to figure out a way, like talk to lights and sirens, something in the chat to tell me that it just sucks. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. Maybe about 60% of the time it was focused on the hood. That wasn't awful. You could still see what was going on, but it was not clear. So I'm not going to use YouTube app on the iPhone anymore to live stream because it was awful. It was absolutely awful. I'm just trying to pull up stuff here. Apparently it's not going to show me it that way. Sometimes the YouTube Studio works, sometimes it does not. And I think YouTube Studio only works in certain ways. Let me get this chat out here. Okay, that's what I was looking for there. Trying to see if I can see the stream. I wanted to be able to do some things with you guys all in here tonight. Chat got kind of ugly the other day. Oh, there it is. Okay, so where did that go? Chat got kind of ugly the other day. Is there any way for you to turn up your mic volume? Interesting. Okay. Well, here, let's do this little test. I'm going to crank it up a little bit more. And this is louder. And I think what it is, what you're hearing, and I've been listening to this on my phone, because like most of the time when I'm watching anything on YouTube, I usually watch on my phone listening through my earbuds. And so I can kind of like, I was listening to Tucker Carlson's interview with Elon Musk today, and they must have had some sort of problem when they were doing that interview. Because even like I could hear it okay. It wasn't bad, but like I got in the truck and it flipped over to the speakers and I could hear it was really only coming out of the right side speakers, and they were having some problems. And then they would take a break, and it would go to a pre-recorded segment of Tucker, and GP, you got to catch up. I do not have cancer. Your internet sources are deceiving you. If you watch the Cancer is a Bitch live stream that we did, it was responding to something that somebody said to me, trying to pick a fight, but it's not about me. So I'll let you go do your own research and figure it out. But what was I saying? But the audio, you could tell that the audio stepped up. So I've been watching the show back just a little bit to see how it sounds, hear it, the whole thing. And it's been, somebody else said it was kind of low. And one of the reasons that is because I'm not the only one in the house, and I don't, so either I have to bring the microphone closer and put it more in my face, which I can do that. I can do that and get in here, and then it sounds a little better, and then I don't have to yell. So, but what I realize is that it's this app, and here, this is what I'm looking at. See the green line moving back and forth? This software does something that sort of tones things down, but I've got this little slider here that I can adjust, and it's at 100%. And then I've got the mixing board here, which is also showing that it should be good. So that's what I'm going off of. And live demo. Let's see. Oh, that's the button right there. I knew that button worked for something. I wasn't positive what it was, but that's what it is. But yeah, so good evening. Welcome. But sounds better now. We always have to turn up when we listen. Well, everybody's going to have different sound outputs. The thing is I thought I could hear the microphone was a little hot, I thought, and it was distorting in my opinion. And so that's why I sort of adjusted it down. I do talk a little soft. You'll have to kind of, kind of move in a little bit and listen, because sometimes that's, for a purpose. So, but I appreciate it. Auto compression. Scott, I still haven't mastered the audio. It is difficult. And what sounds good to me, and then these little tweaks that you can do to take away all the. I make a lot of noise with my mouth. I think it's an age thing, but and I also it's like saliva and all that. It's kind of gross. I'm sorry. I had an incident the other night, which we won't talk about, and it was awful. It was absolutely awful. I didn't even tell the unicorn all about it because it was I downplayed it just slightly. But getting old sucks, man. It's really not fun. I don't know how old people do it. Because not only do you have to put up with your body sort of functioning and changing different and shutting down and doing these things. And I know I'm not the healthiest person. You don't have to remind me of that. But I still have pretty good strength. But sure, I've never been. I hate the gym. I'd rather just be physical and doing things and whatnot, and that's enough for me, in my opinion. And but just the body itself changing and feeling things you've never felt before, and that is a little. I'm soft spoken. I'm quiet, right? I'm an introvert. I some of you don't know that. Most of you don't really know me. Um, this is not normal for somebody like me, and that's okay. That's okay. But I don't need to keep the whole house up. So, some people go to bed early. I usually go to bed early. I like to go to bed 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11. But um, try to fit this in somewhere, and it gets tough because what I really want to do is I want to stream during the day. But I feel like you guys aren't really around, or you're doing things, whatever. But we may just do it, because sometimes I got a lot to say, and it's easier to say when I'm really in the mood to say it, and it's fresh, right? When I'm fresh and things are fresh on my mind, that's it. But we'll figure that out. But it's always funny to go back and see what I missed in the chat, and I should really take some notes and address some of this stuff. But it was quite a stream chat yesterday morning. I'm surprised at how early the trolls get up, but it wasn't really that early. It was 11 o'clock. I started that stream. Yeah, I think it was about 11:30. So even the trolls were up trying to have some fun. Post and share during the day. Tara says, "How are you, Tara?" By the way, Tara, I don't know how to tell you this, but word on the street is your food is delicious. I'm not going to say that my neighbor told me that, and that she was, yeah, she's a big fan apparently. I guess I have to teach her how to set an alarm on her phone to remember when to order for the following week. But she raved about everything he dropped off. So if she didn't, I'd be really disappointed because I know it's going to be amazing. Anyway, Brenda says getting old sucks. 65 now. Yeah, But the wisdom is funny. The get off my lawn wisdom. It's forcing its way out. See, that's the way it needs to be. I don't know where this comment comes from or what it was meant, but I can relate to frozen vegetables. We have to figure out how to can tomatoes. Grew these really beautiful. I might have mentioned it the other day, but two in the ground and two in pots. The pot ones did not do so well. The funny thing is, hot damn, if you had it, you'd be like rooting her on too. So she's doing some cool stuff. Bay. I like that. That was good. That was a good play you did. But yeah. So now we got all these tomatoes. We got to figure out how to can jar. Yeah. So that'll be this week. I feel like I want to do like some fresh herbs in some of them. Some, I don't know. I come up with something. But they turned out to be these really beautiful, giant orange heirloom tomatoes that have great flavor to them. So even the unicorn who doesn't really like tomatoes is enjoying them very much so. Where's Gra? Is he here? It's funny. It appears as though you Wizzy mods get held to a whole different level of expectation. I haven't figured out how that happens. But I do like how you all stick together for the most part. It seems to work. Make some salsa. You know, the funny thing is I don't feel like they're salsa tomatoes, but they could be. I just learned how to keep cilantro in the fridge. Turns out you got to stick it in like a vase of water and then put it in the fridge. I hadn't really thought about that because, you know, when you buy it at the store, and it's been nasty. Like the Walmart's been, you know, just because that's where we have to shop. The Walmart selection, and I've actually seen this other places, is cilantro shipped in bunches in a cardboard box, right? In the vegetable section, and it always looks like dog shit. It really does. It never looks good. Like it's hard to find good cilantro here. I like cilantro on my tacos. The unicorn does not. I like a nice cilantro and onion mix. That's a street taco to me. But what did I miss? What did I miss? I have to go back through a whole nother chat and see what happened here. You guys. Okay. No troubles. Just felt like I missed something important. Grow my own cilantro. You know, I need to. The indoor garden might be the way to go. Like I want an indoor herb garden because I love cooking with fresh herbs. We have a hard time keeping things alive in the house. There's this one house plant that's by the front door. And at night it closes up, and then during the day it opens up. And it's kind of cool. I didn't know that for the longest time. I never really paid attention to the house plant, but it was pointed out to me that it was sunlight. It would open up and get the light, and then at night it would go kind of straight up. I just thought, wow, that's really interesting. It's alive. It's very much alive. But it's interesting, you know, certain things react funny, but yeah, have a hard time keeping plants alive in the house. We have a lemon tree that we've been growing in the house during the winter. It goes outside during the summer. It's got a mind of its own. This year, no lemons until just recently. So it's off on some like weird it is a long leaf that kind of looks like a almost a lion pattern, but it's green with like white edges, and I don't know the name of it, but it reacts to the sun. Tucker is wonderful as always. Thank you. It's funny here. Somewhere I got Tucker. Here's Tucker right here. Let's see if this works. Did this work? Scene locked. Oh, so if the scene is locked, I cannot do that. Where's Tuck? Let's see. He won't come up. I'm pushing the button. And no Tucker. Why is it not doing that? What's the problem here? Oh, that's the wrong Tucker. It's funny. Because I know I used to have a button here that if I hit it, it says, it's funny, it says my Tucker. Let's see, did that work? No, it's not working. Let me try it down here. Oh, there's my Tucker. Really should move him over here. And then I think he needs the same border. Come on. I'll fix that real quick. Okay. And then give him a little, I think it's 4. What do you think? Should we? That's good. Corner radius. There we go. Okay, yeah, look at that. There's Tuk Tuk. He still doesn't work on the button, though. No, the button doesn't work. He's looking the wrong way. Maybe I can flip him. I wish I could do that. Would that allow me to do that? No. Oh, rotation. No. Perspective. No, he's looking the wrong way. I just want to flip him the other way. Can I do that? No. No, because it's well, it is what it is. But next time he comes back and he's on the button, he'll, and look, he flies out. Okay. Now I got to get my chat back up here because I made it disappear. But yeah, that's Tuk Tuk. I don't even remember where that photo was taken. I think that's him like sticking out the window. Yeah, because he rides shotgun, so. Yay, Tucker. Stuff out of wood. Station 33. How's it going? Nice to see you here. It's been a while. I don't know that people realize that you rebranded. Oh my. And I do have a mirror thing, which is really easy to do because I just go into here. I go into here and then I can hit this button down here and it'll mirror me. See, it flips me real easy. But because of the object, it doesn't have that ability. It might. I just didn't find it. It's in this camera effects thing. But there are a lot of little nuances to the software, and one of these days I'll get them all. I just figured you guys didn't need to see that getting played with. But it's fun. You can see my iPhone there. That's what I was talking about the other night. Is that iPhone mirroring? It's pretty great. Put it right up on the screen. Bill's craving bacon. Bill, I would imagine you've got cravings constantly. Just a theory, but I don't know if it's still a thing or not. But I feel like that would be, like, I don't know if you smoke marijuana and you're in the chat. Do you have? This is okay. I'll have to explain this in order to get to where we're at. I go to Amsterdam, and we're in the red light, green light district, whatever you call it. I forget. With all the cafes, right? But what I thought was really great was the assortment of food stands. And there'd be like these glass cases and these little doorway openings with the guy back there selling stuff. They had like the most pothead sort of food selection I've ever seen. No, I can't, Sam. I'm going to leave it exactly the way it is. By raise my mic, you mean lift it up? I know you don't mean that. I mean raise the volume. No, I'm going to leave it right where it's at because I've listened to it and I've checked it and I can see that it's fine. So yeah, I appreciate that. And again, I will go back again tonight and I will recheck and I'm putting you back up there so that I can go through and go to this point and listen to it and see exactly what you were hearing. But obviously I can't hear it exactly the way you're hearing it because you're on a different device. I don't know how you're listening. If you have headphones, not have headphones. But yeah. Cora wants to go to Amsterdam. But yeah, so getting back to what I was saying was there's all these spots where you can go and get this crazy food. Is that like just an Amsterdam thing? Or I guess everybody probably smokes at home or wherever they're smoking. They're not like in this cafe area where you kind of have this captive audience that would eat that kind of food. And maybe potheads are more like conscious of what they eat. They're not eating total junk food, but the munchies, right? That's sort of the thing. I don't know. Do you guys do you crave the same thing? Do people have different cravings? I don't smoke that often, so I enjoy the first time high when that happens. What's the question you're asking? Golden Renaissance. You're more than welcome to invite him on your channel. You know how I feel about that. So, some of you might remember Golden Renaissance. He was following the TPC content creator, or what do you call that thing you wore on your head? Golden, with your dreadlocks. Do you still have dreadlocks? I don't think you do have dreadlocks. You got rid of those, didn't you? You haven't had dreadlocks in a while, I don't think. Yeah, I'm talking about the munchies, right? I know who you are, Station 33. That's why I said, I don't know that everybody knows that you've rebranded. So it's funny because Tommy, or Station 33, I miss everybody's chats. It's not just you. So who's got the Inspector Gadget? No, it wasn't. Interesting, Ren. Yeah, occasionally he does wear an Inspector Gadget hat, right? That's when he's in his different character, but it doesn't do anything like Inspector Gadget did. One of my favorite characters as a kid. Actually, he came around, I was a little older, but it was funny. Dolly Rip Dave, that I used to work with, called me Gadget. Because I like gadgets. I like things. I like inventing my job. I like finding ways to make the job more efficient and work better. And I'm always constantly trying to improve my situation in that sense. So I had some gadgets. I found some ways to do some things that doesn't work for everybody else. That work for me. And so yeah, gadget. Go Gadget Copter. He had a lot of great tools. That was in the hat. But no, I don't have dreads. No, I didn't say I did or ever did. I had long hair once in my life back around 1990. No, 2000, 2001, 2002. I grew my hair out pretty long. I was quite handsome. No, I grew my hair out long, but never dreadlocks. The thought of having dreadlocks never crossed my mind. However, now I might have been like, let's see. The problem is I worked with a guy with dreadlocks. He's kind of a dick. And turns out mostly he was just full of himself until he realized that he was really full of himself, and then became a rather good human, actually. But that's a whole different story. Then I only tell the people I'm close with. But you'll always come across people in your life that you run into that sometimes it takes a little while to understand each other and find that relationship that gives you a connection. And I've learned to understand, for me, why that is. And but yeah, Jeep Commander with a Hemi is a sweet ride. Where did that come from? Out of the blue. Snap your neck. Somehow Gadget managed to never. Gadget was indestructible. Was Gadget a superhero or a super spy? Otis, you think it was biblical, or that he said it was biblical? So I don't want to say it was a turban, but to a layman like me, it was a turban. It was a turban, and he wore like different colored turbans, which didn't really. It looked like cultural appropriation, if you ask me, if you want to use that term, because I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, I'm sure he didn't call it a turban, but kind of was a turban. But it had like one of those pins in it from what was the game with all the kids? The movie they fight for their area. Hunger Games. Thank you. That took a long time to get out of there. The vehicle was actually more of it was an SUV. It was not a Jeep, even though it's Jeep brand. That thing was an oversized. It was sort of the equivalent of the Jeep Cherokee. Like the Commander was slightly taller. I want to say it was like an even bigger version of the Jeep Cherokee or the Grand Wagoneer back in the day, because they stopped making the Wagoneer and they made this Commander, and they put that Hemi in it. I'm preparing the whipping post for you. Gosh, spare me. Hunger Games, yeah. Okay, and it says gay. Get it together, Wizzy. Man, you know. Good wisdom, Bill. Very good wisdom. Okay, Roblox. You guys, it's really taken a turn here for the worst with Golden Renaissance. Golden Renaissance, why don't you use Truth or Cop account when you come in here? Because I didn't think you liked being known as Golden Renaissance anymore. Mandy. Context, Mandy. Context. Oh, Honkus. How's it going, Honkus? You're really working it. You've been busy over there. I was trying to fix this real quick. See, I get back here in the chat. Hawkes. Yeah, it's funny. I really need to prepare something, but it seemed like the last couple days, or the last couple streams, when I've had something prepared, there's something that sort of takes over in the chat. But I need to work on my edited videos game, because I think that's probably the better way to get these ideas out. And then I think what we do then is have a live stream version where you guys can come in. I can play the video because it's my own content, right? And then we can have that discussion. I don't like premieres so much. I don't like premieres, but I got to figure that out. I'm working that out in my head, but I do enjoy having these conversations with you and being able to sort of pay attention to the chat. It's like we have three, maybe 4 different channels of chatters sort of all coming together. I've seen this happen before. I can't say I haven't. I know that the Wizzy people really stick together, and I appreciate that, by the way. I do appreciate that. You guys want to see something fun? You want to start a conversation? Let me pull this up here. Did I get rid of it? No. Please hold. Where is it? Intro. How do I get back into it? Oh, come on. I think I gotta resend it back from my phone here because it's gone. But I think I can do that, and then I go in here and I send it. How did I? Because that's a web page. It's a web page, right? No, that's not. Oh, wait. From. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, it actually opened up the app. I don't want to show it there because my screen's not big enough to do that. How did I send it over to my laptop last time? Come on. Oh, I know what he did. He took it down. That's okay. I can fix that. You know why? Because I wasn't born yesterday. All right, so check this out. We go up here to our live screen camera. Why did it do that? That shouldn't have happened. It should have stayed here. Oh, I see. Okay, we go here. We do this thing where we pick a video clip. And here, I don't need to show you this. You guys don't need to see this. Choose a file. And I need to go to Ecamm. Video assets. No. I gotta find it. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second here. Movies. There it is. Ecamm recordings. And then down here. Here we go. Now I got it. All right. Check this out. So this is fun stuff. Please hold. Pause. I need to fix. For some reason, this is showing up very funky. There it is. And then moved it back. Please hold. I'm really suffering here with this. This is not doing well. It's like stuck in. Now it's behind me. This has become hellacious. Okay, let's try that. That works. So can you guys see what this is here? This is something called a Mindomo. This is a crazy man's thinking. And it won't allow me to fix that. I really want to make that bigger. So in this document, this is called the bad actors list. And it is I had to do a little video just to hang on to it for the sake of hanging on to it. Because this is from, I can't get the damn play button up. Okay. We're going to get rid of this. Oh, I see what it did. Please hold. Oh, it hides the thing with me. All right, so here we'll play it. And I kind of went through this, and I'll pause it out. So these are all the bad actors that are apparently involved with something called Scientology. And I say something called Scientology because it's about as much as Scott truly understands. But these are all incidents where he believes that people are out to get him. And allegedly thinks that, well, not allegedly, there's been these swattings, and that's what this sort of area here represents is he's visited Seattle, New York, San Francisco, California. I don't know when he went to New York. Maybe what he's saying is that these are where the swatting calls have come from. He was in San Francisco. I don't know when he was in New York. He went up to Seattle. Apparently they got swatted there. And then in California, Pasadena, someplace called Art Share downtown LA, San Luis Obispo. I watched that one. I saw him when he got pulled over by the police on that one. And then in Chicago, apparently he got swatted. And then in Hollywood he got swatted, and some date. He's kind of all over the place with this one. Tom Cruise, I don't remember Tom Cruise being involved in any of this. That's the one name he doesn't have in this chart, and we'll see all the rest of it. But Boxer had all his swatting calls. No, I don't. Yeah, that's the thing is. He believes it's about him, and he blames Scientology for this. The funny thing is that I don't think it has anything to do with Scientology. What I think it has to do with is the fact that he's a live streamer. And I think there's people just really having a good time at his expense. Because I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get my boxes back here. And I'm hitting the wrong. Why can't I get that back? I accidentally closed something out here. Comments, overlays, program, scenes. That's the one I want. He showed up in LA, and it wasn't long after that these swatting started. But it wasn't just him getting swatted. It was just about, I think it's safe to say it was every single one of the Scientology protesters, anti-Scientology protesters that were getting swatted. There was a guy in Colorado, Denver J is his name. Denver J got swatted, and when he got swatted, what was interesting about that was, and I'm sorry, I'm remembering this back. I know I have this stuff saved because it was interesting what the officer said, and this was not something I was really prepared to talk about. Is that the call they got came from a New York cell phone, and what the officer said was that they must have contacted the phone number, and that the woman had no idea what they were talking about. And that he also said that it came from a New York cell tower, which I found interesting as well. And that was this guy, Denver J, who was protesting Scientology in Denver. They all sort of got swatted over that period of time. And the interesting part was where they were protesting, one of which was this restaurant on Franklin. It's Franklin. That intersection is busy. There's a number of things that are there. I really wish this would just stay there. That one should hold, I think. Let's see, will it? Maybe. That place there, it's an old building, and the fire department's there all the time. And at least when I lived in LA and I would be in that area, they were constantly there. They're constantly getting called. This old building has had fire issues over and over again. And they would constantly be there. And also the firemen, I think, liked the restaurants that were there. The chicken place was really good. But so these guys, they've been getting swatted. The police would get called, and whoever was calling was saying that person had a knife, person had a gun. There was a lot of different calls that apparently were made based on what LAPD was saying. And to me, what was interesting was like they would just lose their mind, these people. The officers have to show up. And I don't know if you've heard, but the head of the BLM group in California, somebody swatted her, and the police showed up in a massive force because of the call. She was upset the way they showed up to make sure she was all right. Right. And so it's funny that like he's got this, not that one, this one. He's got this whole crazy, I wish I could get back to that. Because it's way easier to show you like being able to scroll around. But this whole crazy thing going on with the bad actors. Everybody's a bad actor. He's got all these names of people and doctors, and he got something called Floating Topic. It's a work in progress for Scott. He's really working on it. And Danny Masterson went to jail for rape, right? And then you got this Lee Dundas over here who he's really fascinated with, and Kendrick Moxon, who's an attorney, and these are all lawyers. And then he thinks that Lee Dundas started QAnon. Like, that's not even possible. QAnon is something so very different. But it's funny to sort of see this. And he posted this in a live stream the other day and posted a link where you could go and look at it. So, of course, I went and looked at it and studied it. And I made this quick little video just in case he decided he was going to take it down. And because I wanted you guys to, I figured at some point we'd discuss this. Now, keep in mind, he has a whole nother one with, his beliefs about the trucker convoy, right? What makes her so sus to you? Because she's a Scientologist? Is that like the defining, thing for you? Or because people say some of the nastiest things about people that, they don't like? Golden Renaissance? Because I know, like, you'll buy just about anything for $1. In fact, you won't even pay that much for it. You allow it to happen for free. Ren says that's his brain. It is his brain. And it's really sort of uneducated in some way. He's not dumb. He not dumb, right? But he just, he'll believe just about anything. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of work. He puts in a lot of work trying to trying to figure this out. And like, it's everybody's fault but his. It's not his fault for attacking people. They deserved it in his mind. He's doing the right thing. He's calling out bad actors, right? People he doesn't even know at a restaurant, because he demands that everybody believe his nonsense. Heaven forbid you go, I'm not really going to take your word for it. It's just, it gets vile. And so this is what they've done. He could put an end to all this. He could just stop because he's out of his mind. They're all out of their minds. Right? Let people have their religion. If you don't like it, just don't do it. Right? I left Scientology 10 years ago. I didn't have a problem with it. It just wasn't my thing. I didn't want to be a part of it. But that doesn't, if I saw something that was disturbing or bad, I'd tell you about it. I didn't see anything. It's just another religion. People are going to believe what they want to believe. But those who have the most to say about it are either not involved in it at all, which is Scott. He has no firsthand knowledge whatsoever. His girlfriend, who's been there for a long time, I know that she repeats lies and things that she's been in there and knows that they're not true, but goes along with it. For some reason, I don't understand that. If you want to learn some really interesting things about Scientology, watch the Leah Remini series. I watched the Leah Remini series. She's spot on with what she says. She doesn't say the things that the people who are out there, the anti-Scientology protesters, because it's just not true. So I'm sure you guys have some questions or something here. Let's see here. How do I get back to that? Because I should have just created a proper thing for this, but I didn't. I don't like having to create scenes every time. I do sort of wish, and I got to figure out how to make just the little bits so I can pop them in and out. They don't make that super easy. So if you look on my screen here, this little box over here. If I can show you that separately. This little box down here has all of these overlays. These are all the things that you see in the screen. I just turned it off accidentally when I clicked on it. And it has all these little things. Like if I click on this one to show it's this wing, the tail, right? So like within that, you've got different overlays and things. And it's a little bit complicated. Like over here, you've got a camera window that's got all the different camera angles. And it's really, I'm just using 2 cameras, but some of these other cameras, it's not keeping it, but they're actually different zooms on each of those. So it's the 2 cameras and a little bit of zoom so that if you bounce between the scenes, it changes it up just a little bit. But I kind of wish there was a way to make that like that. Scott wants to live his life free as a van RV guy. As a van RV, but he refuses to allow Scientologists to live life as they want, free. Nobody wants or needs his help. MJ, spot fucking on. Absolutely. And that to me, like when I watch Scott, that's what I don't get is, and anytime he gets pushback, the same kind of pushback that he gives people, he does not like it whatsoever. Now that could be a police officer, that could be a person at a restaurant, there's a guy that came out and was like, look, man, You guys are annoying as fuck. Was polite as possible. I live in this neighborhood. He says, can you keep it the fuck down? I know what you're protesting, but you're making a mockery of this neighborhood. You're loud. Please stop. And like, he just feels like he's got to do his thing, and he's got that right. Well, people have a right to peace and quiet too. So, there's a whole lot going on there. There's a whole lot going on there. And one of these days I'll break it down. But I know, yeah, Scott's going to be Scott. So I just, if you don't follow me on X, you may miss those fun streams, because there's going to be some stuff that I can do on X that I cannot do on YouTube. So please give me a follow on YouTube or on X. I started looking at it the other day, how to live stream to X. I'm going to start doing some tests as early as tomorrow, maybe. And I want to be able to do that. I don't like having to hold back my thoughts, because I, think about YouTube and having the ability to live stream here, and you just have to play by the game, unfortunately. And so, yeah. Did you see the one the other day? I thought for sure he was going to jail. He was yelling at that older woman, and man, I just thought, that's like, if that was my grandmother, I would have done him in. I'm sorry. And like, they think that when the Scientologists go in, or, go into the building, they're not hiding from these people. They're getting away from these people. Because one, these people are fucking crazy that are out there doing this stuff. And they hate that they're ignored by the Scientologists. But also too is because, and this is where I think that his girlfriend should help inform him, because she's clearly not. But he's read the paper that says when church is in session, when sessions are occurring, and the times. He hasn't correlated that those times reflect when they're on break and when it's like lunchtime and things like that. My favorite misconception that she allows him to have, which I find baffling, is that he seems to think that they get paid $50 a week for the work that they do, and they work 110 hours a week. Let me help you, Scott. They don't work 110 hours a week. They spend their day. If you're in the Sea Org, you've given your life to the church. You are there for yourself, for the church. You want to be a part of Scientology in that way. You're sort of like a nun, right? What's a male nun? I don't know Catholic religion. I don't know religion that well to describe this for you, but they've decided that if they've joined the Sea Org, that they are joining the church, and when they join the church, they are given room and board. They are given a job, something that they're interested in, right? Maybe they're assigned to a post. They're given a job. That is their rule, because the churches, the buildings, the different offices have different needs, right? And so, like the big blue building where they're out, that's the one of the largest orgs with the highest levels of training is actually across the street. And then from there, you go to Florida, to Clearwater, or you may go on the ship. It depends on what level on the bridge you are. Certain levels are only offered in certain places, because that's where the people who train that course level, that level on the bridge, are dedicated to. Certain lower Scientology courses, levels, are in all the cities, all the states, right? All the countries. But then there's certain things. And that's where, for these protesters, they get the concept of human trafficking. Because if you have to go to the Vatican to reach a certain level of Christianity, then you have to go to the Vatican. Is everybody that goes to the Vatican being trafficked? Well, I went to the Vatican. Pardon me, I got hiccups. I'm not a part of the Catholic Church, but if the church sent me there and they paid for my ticket, did they traffic me? No, of course they didn't traffic me. Now, do pastors, certain religions, you've got pastors. What's the movie I just watched? Movie about a baseball player who was a hitter, and his family, his dad's a pastor, and mom, and the kids, the boys, and he's real tough. It was I can't remember the name of it. But he's married, he's part of the church, but they move to this small town and take over the church, and he becomes pastor of the church, and the kid grows up to be a baseball player, wants to be a baseball, but the father didn't want him to be a baseball player. True story. And was that kid trafficked because his family moved to another state? Let alone, okay, what if you live in South America and your family is Scientologists and your mom and dad want to, continue their way up the bridge, and they're Sea Org members, or maybe they're not Sea Org members, but they want to, work for the church, outside of the Sea Org, and they want to train their way up, right, up the bridge, and they take you as a child. Were you trafficked? No. Your parents made a decision that they felt was best for them and you, because you are under their care. You're their child. They are the adults. They make the decision. To then claim that you were trafficked is complete horseshit. So there's that. And then, just some of the weirdest stuff. Sorry, I was not. Willard. Texarkana. William Richards. How are you, William Richards? Good evening. One of our wonderful. Appreciate you, William. And your service. Thanks for joining us. I was off on a little bit of a rant about bogus protesters. But the thing that I've really sort of, side note, it is easy to get people in California to get behind something because they think it's morally bad, when oddly enough, they're the moral. It's I don't know how to explain it, because it's sort of something that just crossed my mind, is that all of these activists that I see in California end up really being on the wrong side of morality. Because it turns out one of Scott's biggest fans and somebody that he loves to hang out with and do things with turns out to be, one of those bad actors that he tries to tell everybody about. So I don't get it. Like, it's too much. Bill, what's going on? Pope in the Vatican. Too much religion. Like I've been open to religion all my life. And let's just leave it at that. I have been very open to religion. I just haven't found someplace I truly enjoy Please hold. Please hold. Please hold. I gotta tend to something here. 210 Freeway, California. Originally where they filmed Chips before they opened it permanently. You need to check your facts before you start to try to destroy people's lives. He is one of the business partners. Set up. There's a problem as well. We see. You need to formally apologize. Okay. Sovereign citizens. That's a problem. It's the sovereign citizen shit. I like. Okay. Sorry. I got one more thing here real quick because I am not understanding. Yes. Okay. Copy that. Okay. I understand. Yes. I actually, I know what you're talking about. Crazy. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's the other one. But, which is funny because you can't get to that. He's got like 3 or 4 that he showed. Well, he showed 2 of them on his live stream. He didn't send the link to the other one because I was really sort of excited to look at the TPC breakdown that he's got because that's got some real batshit crazy stuff on it. But yeah, get back to the chat here with you. Bill, I am on it. I'm glad to have you guys back, really. Still all the familiar faces, everything. I need to figure out how to do a better job for you guys. And I'm trying desperately to get that straightened out. Okay. Really back in the chat there. Okay. Oh gosh. Did we get rid of that? Her? No. It's funny. I lost a whole page of stuff. I guess it's because there it is. Okay. Dismiss. Why is that one? Stream finished? Did we finish the stream? No, we're live. Wrong page. Okay, there we go. That's why. Now that's live. I was just trying to get back here to see. All right, my bad. Bonus moments. How are you? How's our favorite? I don't, like, I think you would take it as a compliment. But I know you're so much more than Mini Pearl. But I almost compared you, and I don't, like, I don't know that everybody knows Mona. But Mona is an American classic. And she's in the chat. She's quite a lady. If you know Mona, say hi to Mona in the chat, everybody. love the dog. Well, you're welcome. I didn't take pictures, but I made Coney Island hot dogs tonight. I am working on mastering my conies. And we go to Walmart in Waynesboro because it is probably the nicest Walmart in 100 miles. Maybe not 100 miles. Because if you go down like towards Winchester, there's a pretty nice Walmart down there. But like, actually the Walmart in Winchester, is it Winchester or is it further down? The West Virginia Walmart, you can buy beer. I think you might even be able to buy liquor. Here in Maryland and Pennsylvania, no liquor, no beer. And they had just finished redoing the Walmart down there. Like this is how middle America normal life has become for myself, coming from California where everything's like fucking California, right? The Walmart down there has like displays that are on platforms and they're lit and it's like posh. It's like the Beverly Hills of Walmart, the Rodeo Drive Walmart, right? And they've got like the whole liquor section. It's like a liquor store within Walmart. And it's bougie for Walmart. But that's like they told me, because I asked about it. They said that's their new look, the new look of Walmart. Kind of looks more like a Target, but not a Target because Target's the devil. Target's not the devil. I don't like Target. I don't know why, but Target has a different selection. Like it's less China and more Taiwan, right? Hong Kong. I don't know how to describe Target. Target's a whole different level of woke too. It's the woke version of Walmart. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to my story. The Waynesboro has a whole different selection of food and like better quality things. And the one thing they had when I was in there was they had National Coney Island chili in a can, 4-pack can in a little box. And I was like, no way. Because I was buying, I was trying different types of hot dog chili. And turns out like the cheap off-brand name one was the closest to Detroit Coney Island chili until obviously the Detroit National Coney Island chili appeared in the Waynesboro store. And so I've been finding some harder natural casing hot dogs, because like a Coney Island hot dog would have a real snappy hot dog, which would be more kind of a heavier casing hot dog. Griddled, and then a steam bun. So it's the steam bun, hot dog, snappy dog, chili, mustard, onions. Doesn't seem like much, but it is a Detroit sensation, started on Lafayette Boulevard and Woodward, downtown Detroit. One of my favorite things about Detroit is the Coney Island hot dog. And so I feel like I'm getting to that point where I'm making them pretty good. I think the only step I could do is either have chili sent, which if you do that, and you can do that, it comes in a big brick, and basically you put it in a double steamer and you just let it heat up and reduce down and do its thing. And that's how you would serve it. But that's probably enough for about 40 hot dogs, maybe more. About ready to open up Broconi. Lifelong dream I've had. Hot dog cart. It seems like if you're in DC, you can do just about anything. But I don't feel like I can, that I'm of the I don't think I have the ability to get away with anything I want. Let's just say that. And so I may have a little harder time with my hot dog stand. But yeah, I feel like that's what I want to do. Classic Coney Island. Detroit style Coney Island. But I feel like in the middle of Maryland, you gotta serve hot dogs the way some other people want it. We have a hot dog place that's here, in Hagerstown, and I'm no hot dog expert, but man, I feel like I've tasted enough really good hot dogs to know the difference, and I was not impressed. I was sadly not impressed, and I wanted to be a huge supporter and find a local hot dog place to support. And oh man, I feel like they've never had a decent hot dog in their life, and they opened up a hot dog restaurant. I'd be an awful food critic. CNA, stop. I had one of those the other day, and I swear that's what they did. And I'm like, and I kind of realized it. I coming from Georgia, where I used to live way back, I learned about the slaw dog. Slaw dog, Willie's Weenie Wagon near Brunswick, Georgia, used to have, I thought, the best slaw dog. And it was like there's days that we would go to Willie's and I'd be like, you know what? Today's not a pork chop sandwich day, because that was like a required nap. And I would do the slaw dog. And it's not T&L's hot dog. Okay. I'm going to make note of that. T&L hot dog sauce. It's good. Okay, I'll check it out. I'd like to know more about that. I know. I've been wondering what was going to go and take that place, and it's a great spot right there, except for it's downtown on the square, and we were down there Friday afternoon, almost at like 5:00, and there was nobody downtown. It was sad. Hagerstown's got a lot of work to do. So Willie's Weenie Wagon in Brunswick, Georgia, offers the finest pork chop sandwich I swear you'll ever have. And he guaranteed it was so good that if you could bring him a better pork chop sandwich, he'd give you $1,000. Or was it $5,000? It was like a lot of money. However, Willie's the judge. So, but I'll tell you, he made his point, because his pork chop sandwich, man, it was a very, very good sandwich, unique. It pulled people in, and like every day there'd be lines around the building. It's one of those places. But he made, pardon me, a chili slaw dog that was phenomenal. And I love that. And that was a nice change in once in a while. And I learned to really enjoy slaw dogs. And the slaw's got to be just right. The chili's got to be just right. The toppings have to be perfect. And they gotta, I notice if it's not too messy, makes it even better. Anyway, so this place in Frederick, Burger and something. Burger and Cone, maybe, I think it's called. Turns out they've got like a place down in Florida. It has a very Florida, Miami vibe or Keys vibe to it. Kind of a Caribbean look with some surfboards. It doesn't really fit into the whole Maryland Frederick thing, but when you realize who they are and that's where they spend their winters, it is what it is. Anyway, they had a slaw dog on the menu, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. But it was a nice quarter-pound hot dog. So it's the larger hot dog, and it had some chili on it that was kind of sweet chili, which is interesting. And then the slaw. and it was perfect slaw. It was perfect chili. It was a perfect dog, and it took me a couple minutes to realize the way they cooked it was to deep fry it. I'm like, oh, everything deep fried is better. There's no doubt about it. Mona says, I cook baby back ribs in raw honey and apples. I can hear you actually saying that, Mona, with hickory smoke. Was so good. I guarantee those were some delicious baby back ribs. If you go to that's the TNL sauce, right? Gotta try it. Slaw dog. Carolina girl. I would imagine you would know exactly what a slaw dog is. Maybe you need to be more of a Georgia girl. Tara. See? Funny you say that because I saw the same thing. Yeah, well, okay. Copy that. Thank you very much, Dave. I absolutely will. We got to go out and get supplies this week. The red hot dogs you can get in Maine. I've never had a red hot dog in Maine. Is that like a red hot? Very different though, right? A red hot is like a spicy Chicago dog, no? New York, Chicago. Shit, let's see if we can look it up. Maine red hot dog. Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's see. I think if I hit this button here, let's see. W.A. Bean and Sons. W.A. Bean and Sons. Come on now. Do this right for me, please. Just make it a little easier on me. Just a little bit easier. And nose is running. I don't know what it is when I get up here. I don't know if it's the bright lights because they're not that bright, but they're a little harsh on my eyes. Let's see here. These are red dogs. Red snapper tray pack. How had I never heard of this? Albert Bean founded our company in 1860. Come on, just give me a bigger. Are you shitting me? That gets me every time. Like, you get the big plus sign, click on the image to enlarge, and you hit it, and it's the same damn size. Like, okay. And then this isn't like, come on, pay for a decent website. Maybe that would help people know what your red hot dogs look like. They look delicious, though. They do. Oh, man. They probably paid a fortune for this shitty website. They've been all over the place. Oh, they're up in Bangor. Is it Bangor or Bangor? Say no to hot dogs. Bill says. Oh, shit. Yeah. I think hot dogs would be a great, like, stoner food. No? You don't get high and, like, crave hot dogs, Bill? I can't believe that. Never. This one's a little, that's better. But it won't stay there because I got a timer on it. It's got a timer, and I can't. Oh, there's timer off. Okay, maybe if I turn the timer off, it'll stay there. We'll see. Damn hot dogs, though. Name top 100 butcher shops, meat markets in the country by food and wine. That is actually a photos, comments, NDI. Oh, there we go. See that I just had to push the right button. not panic, just push the right button, and this would all come together nicely. Get real, get Maine, because if you're not in Maine, you're not real. Ray's mustard. Tara, what's a Hagerstown food? And please, please, please do not say the steamer, because that is the most horseshit food I've ever had. And I've eaten a Coney Island hot dog, and I think steamers are complete dog shit. I've never had a steamer. I go, okay, I get it. Somebody finally made it right, and this is okay. I can see it. Sweeties near Speedway. Oh yeah. Sweeties. Definitely went there. I don't know if I've ever had one of their. No, because the last time I was there, they convinced me to have a steamer, and I've never been back because that steamer was complete dog shit. I was embarrassed for them. I heard. I think Sweeties bought the general store, and the general store looks really nice. They have it really cleaned up, and they put a new sign out on the street, and it's a really cool little area they got going on there. But I haven't been back to Sweeties since, except for driving through the parking lot the other day with Captain Sparrow. We cut through the parking lot on our way back. We did a little memory lane trip over to the Speedway. And we determined nothing has changed. Except for there's like a crew that's working out of the Speedway doing some road repair or something. Graw has a mouse in his pocket. Down East Schooner mustard. I'd like to know what that tastes like. Stone ground mustard. Eastport, Maine. Okay. Needham's chocolate. I bet you this is delicious. Tripe. I've never had tripe. Old fashioned cooked white honeycomb tripe in vinegar. What is tripe? It's an edible lining of the stomach remnants of animals such as a cow. I never had tripe. I have seen it though. Oh my. I'm sorry, guys. I did not realize we were having a lesson like this tonight. How did we get from Scott Hochstetter to tripe? He's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Probably quicker to get from bacon to tripe than it is to get from Scott to tripe. Anyway. Turtles or buyers stop and go. Get a hot dog from Sweeties. I recommend the Lucy dog. Okay. Lucy dog. Tara, have you eaten at the Denny's on Dual Highway? This may feel like a really strange question, but I promise you I'm going someplace with this. I'm sure you probably cook for yourself all the time, but like that rare occasion you need something to eat, have you had Denny's on Dual Highway? I may embarrass myself by saying this, but it may be the second best kitchen in Hagerstown after yours. And there is a huge gap between your cooking and Denny's, but I've never been more surprised by a place like Denny's than the Denny's on Dual Highway. They have a phenomenal kitchen staff, and they put out an absolutely perfect burger. And I'm blown away by it. Because I might argue that it is the best burger in Hagerstown. All right, you have to go try it again. One day, when you need a place to go eat, think of Denny's and go there. And I actually really look forward to your thoughts on it. Hey, Tuck. You want to say hi? You don't want to say hi? What are you looking for? What are you doing over there? Ah, don't unplug us. Tucker just came through. Like a bull in a china shop. I don't know, but don't steal them, please. We kind of really like going there. We do the old people's menu, at least one of us does. And I always do like some sort of burger, but like I know their food is not prepared the way you would prepare food. But it's special in its own right. And I'm like, I wanted to have I was thinking about this. This was the idea as I was sitting there enjoying my meal because it was so good. I'm like, I wanted to create a 5-star Denny's night where you go just for the 5-star dining experience. And it's basically based on the food of Denny's, maybe done a little differently or some different things put together to create sort of a unique Denny's menu for one night. You pay a fixed price meal and you get courses, and there's a waiter that's dressed in, proper attire. And I just thought it could be a lot of fun. Denny's prefix. Because it was so good. Those were the thoughts that was going through my head. And like every kitchen I know has a bad night. We went and they were kind of busy. But like I ordered a burger one night. I ordered a double. The thing was like ridiculous. I couldn't eat it the way it was. It was like, I don't know where it came from or what happened. I don't know if that's what I ordered and I didn't realize it, but like didn't look like any of the pictures. It was incredible and all the fixings and stuff on it. And it was like, yeah, Denny's never good, but it is. I think it totally depends on the Denny's itself. My experience with Denny's in the past, this camera. Yes, absolutely. I was raised, my uncle, I'll tell you the story sometimes, but I had an uncle. I'll tell you this one. He would eat the same restaurant every single night because you didn't want my uncle as a customer. You did want my uncle as a customer. When I was a child, he bought me a set of cooking knives. He was a chef in World War II. He's the one I was telling you, my Uncle Tom, D-Day invasion, the videos that he sent me from when they went back to France. But he was a very proper diner, and we would go see him and we'd go out to dinner. Mr. Johnson, how are you? This whole thing. And, we'd get sit down, and these weren't crazy fancy restaurants, but they were restaurants that he chose because their food menu was what he liked. And he would go every night, order his dinner, usually the same thing, and was really hard on the staff. And I think they enjoyed it, but he was a good tipper, but he demanded a certain perfection, I guess you could say, or, it was weird, but once they really pissed him off, he would never go back again. But but yeah, so I love good food. I like quality food. I like food that is affordable. I like food that is expensive. If you're paying for the quality and you feel like you got your money's worth. I hate when you pay for some chef's name and you go, what did I just eat? That was dog shit. And never do that again. But, you got to try certain places. But yes, my cooking skills are at best. I know what tastes good. I know what I like. I don't know how to make it all. I haven't been trained. I probably should have gone to culinary school when I was a kid. But I could follow a recipe to a certain extent. But I just like food. And I try my best when I make something, and I just want it to be delicious and look presentable. But cooking is practice. I think that's what it comes down to. My pizzas are getting to be pretty good. I feel like I make a better pizza from dough bought at Walmart in the frozen bread aisle with the right toppings and the seasoned crust. Sometimes I do the buttered crust with the everything bagel mix on the outside. Sometimes I do like a garlic and Parmesan crust. That's what I did the other night. But just like doing the crust flavored and the process. I haven't found a better pizza to order in town that tastes better than the pizza I make from the Walmart dough. And it's just because I've practiced a little bit and tried to mentally figure out what works in the oven and what doesn't. I don't have a pizza oven, but I know now the right amount of time to cook it to get it to the right bottom crust. And I got a new little tray that I cook it on, and that's it. And I feel like I'm sort of perfecting that, and then I make little tweaks. So, scattered. Raw. The unicorn called it IHOP. She goes, "Well, go to IHOP. You love IHOP." I go, "I don't love IHOP. I don't go to IHOP." She goes, "Yes, you do. It's your favorite place." I go, "I do not. I don't even know where the IHOP is." Well, actually, I do. I had to think about it for a second. It's over by the off Dual Highway by the Home Depot. I think there's an IHOP over there. But we don't go to IHOP. She goes, "Yes, we do. We go there. We go there before we go to Walmart." I go, "Oh, you're talking about Waffle House." Well, whatever. It's the same thing. I go, "No, it's not the same thing. Waffle House and IHOP are two completely different things." All right, Tara, you're killing me because you're absolutely right. That is the only place. Phenomenal. Rad Pizza. I forget about them. They are phenomenal pizza, and I cannot make a pizza like that. They have the fire oven, the wood ovens. They make a phenomenal pizza, and I have told them that. I do have a funny story about the brewery that they're connected to. But the Rad Pizza guys, they make one hell of a pizza. Sorry, did you see me go into like some weird story in my head there for half a second? Memory. Yeah, Rad Pie. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, they are. Like, that's halfway across town. I'm not going to go for that. So maybe it's a value and value slash. I don't think the unicorns ever had the pizza over there. We had it when we first were here. We went over there for something and ended up going to Rad Pies. After Captain Sparrow and I. Okay, but now Tara, now you're going to a whole nother town. You're in Frederick. I'm talking about Hagerstown. Now if I said I make better pizza than like New York, that would just be. I finally had pizza from Jersey. That was an interesting. That was good. But Jersey pizza is not good cold. By the time you got it home, it was awful. But I ate it in the restaurant. We had a pizza while we waited for the pizza. And that was delicious. But I think it was because it was heated twice, because it was a slice. And that was delicious. But halfway across town, you came the whole way across the country for you. I know. We go to Frederick all the time, actually. We go to Frederick a lot. So I had got to remember that White Rabbit gastro. I think you make gastropub, but you got, yeah, White Rabbit gastropub. Oh, the lighting's killing me. Okay, White Rabbit gastropub. Where do I want to put that note? Oh, I want to put it right here. Hey, Tara, do you have a recipe for rabbit? I was in Prague once and had this rabbit. It wasn't fricassee. It was like a rabbit and a brown cream gravy on. It was like Wonder Bread, but they called it. What did they call that? It was rabbit and a cream sauce. It was at a bar of all places. But apparently they were known for this rabbit dish. What are they? Because it tasted just like a really good. It was almost like a wet Wonder Bread. My brain is failing miserably because my grandmother called it chicken and sliders, right? But the sliders had about the same consistency as white bread when they're cooked in the chicken stock with the chicken. And that kind of reminded me of the rabbit in Prague. It was so good we went back twice. It's one of the most memorable things I've ever eaten. It was absolutely delicious. A lot of the unicorn does not like rabbit, and she would not like to be. But man, it was delicious. Oh, Otis. Okay. Detroit pizza. My favorite is Jets, which I don't know if they're Detroit pizza or not. See, because growing up in Grosse Pointe, just outside Detroit, I was born in Detroit, right downtown by the Fox Theater. But then when I was young, really young, we moved to Grosse Pointe because of things that were going on in Detroit. But Domino's and Little Caesars all started in Detroit, right? Domino's had their deep dish pizza. They also had their regular pizza. Domino's back then was different than the Domino's of today. Friday night, Saturday night, we would get 2 medium. I get it, Tar. We would get 2 medium Domino's pizzas. It was cheap as shit. I don't remember. Pepperoni pizzas. And I used to like Domino's pepperoni pizza with mustard. If you never had it, it's actually quite good. But that was like a Saturday night thing before we went out and caused trouble. But Jets was the pizza. Pardon me. It was a bar pizza downtown near the University of Detroit. And the worst part is I keep wanting to say Buscemi's, but Buscemi's was the little pizza sub joint in Grosse Pointe Park on Kercheval. But God, I can see it. It's killing me. Why can't I think of what that was like for me? The original deep dish was a bar pizza, and I know I want to stick a hot poker through my leg when I think of it, but yeah, but the original one was downtown. It was a little bar, and then they've opened up more. But Jets was like sort of the commercialized version of that, which all their pizzas were named after 747s, and Jets is fantastic. Still, when I see Jets anywhere else, you'll find one in like Kentucky and some places. I'll stop and get one. But and then we had the deep dish, like Chicago style in Detroit, called Pizzapopolis. Pizzapopolis did a really good Chicago style pizza that was pretty popular if you were downtown. But the crispy edge rectangle pizza, thick crust, that's my favorite kind of pizza by far. Better than any New York. That's just my style pizza. That's big flavor. Any day. That would be it. I still can't think of the end of their pizza place that sort of Jets was modeled after. It's killing me. I can't think of it. Boxer Heather, you had to turn it off? What was that? Something making noise? Troy says pizza is gross. I'm sure he does. Troy would probably rather have the rabbit. Yeah, I've had the Chicago deep dish in Chicago. It is something, definitely, and I like that too, where it's not like crusty. It's just a lot of fixins and one piece. Giordano's, yeah, I definitely enjoyed Giordano's. I had another one too. Best steak I ever had was the Chicago Chop House. Had a tomahawk steak there that was absolutely insane. But Chicago's got great food, great restaurants. I know New York does too. They're big cities. They weed out all the crap food, I think. So it's hard to find anything that's not enjoyable. I don't think it would last. So, all right. I'm getting wiped out, but hey, I just want to say thank you to all of you who are members. I do appreciate that very much. And, this was kind of a fun get together this Sunday night. Just know that Sundays are going to become member only night. Starting next week. We'll have that time to just hang out and shoot the shit and do that. And because I want to appreciate you guys for what you do and supporting me, in this. And I just want to make sure that that you are appreciated. And we'll get some time to hang out and shoot the shit and talk about different things. And so we'll do that Sunday nights. I got to figure out sort of a timing on that. And I may just have to cook dinner a little bit earlier on Sunday night so that we can get started, by 6, something, and not have a real late night. But that's my goal right now. So, and getting all this straightened out. It's coming. It's coming. I realize where I really have to be on my game for this and just get my buttons and just get things squared away so that it works right, because it's there. I just need to make it happen and prepare. Apparently, I need to use Keynote to tell stories, because Keynote will help me put all that together in one place, and it'll even play videos, apparently. So I'm going to work on that tomorrow. But until then, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you maybe as soon as tomorrow. It'll be a surprise for all of us. Good night, everybody. Thanks. Wizzy out.